Good morning, everyone. Welcome to GTI's 7th annual Colloquium Tea and Beyond, Bridging Science and Culture, Time and Space, an event focused on tea as a wellness beverage. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a big day ahead of us. But first, permit me to introduce our new Dean of the College of Letters and Science at UC Davis, Dean Estella Atekwana, who will offer some welcoming remarks. As head of the College of Letters and Science, Dean Ataquana provides academic and administrative leadership to the largest college on campus, overseeing 36 departments with more than 900 faculty across the arts, humanities, social sciences, and mathematical and physical sciences. As a renowned geophysicist with research interests that include biogeophysics and tectonophysics, Dean Ataquana has a big picture understanding of projects such as the Global Tea Initiative, an understanding that enables her to proactively lead the campus forward. We are thrilled to be able to work with her. Please welcome Dean Estella Ataquana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Burnett, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the Global Tea Initiative for the Study of Tea Culture and Science's 7th Annual Colloquium, which is presented by our College of Letters and Science. It promises to be an inspiring exploration of many aspects surrounding the tea industry's health, wellness, and societal benefits. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Estella Atekwana, and I am the Dean of the College of Letters and Science. One of the great joys of serving in this capacity is the opportunity to attend throughout or thought-provoking and culturally significant events such as this one. I'm thrilled to see such a diverse audience here today, representing the global reach of the UC Davis community and joining us to celebrate the importance of tea. Our lineup of presenters today is truly remarkable. We are honored to have experts joining us from around the globe who oversee tea research, commerce and wellness at places such as Harvard Medical School, Harney and Sons Tea, and Duke Universities, to name a few. I'd like to thank each of them for lending their valuable time and voice and expertise today. I'd also like to thank GTI's Tea Advisory Committee, whose work, volunteerism, and dedication made today's event possible. When it comes to tea, the lines between commerce, culture, and health blend and meld together. The cross-disciplinary nature of today's colloquium is no coincidence either. It's a perfect example of the innovative spirit and global leadership that defines UC Davis and the College of Letters and Science. Director of the Global Tea Initiative, Dr. Katharine Burnett, has worked so hard to ensure the multi-billion-dollar industry receives the recognition it deserves alongside commercial giants like wine and coffee. I want to thank Katharine for organizing such a rich and fascinating group of speakers, but even more so, her efforts have established UC Davis as one of the premier institutes on tea research and discourse. Thanks to the university's strength in agriculture, health, science, humanities, and social sciences, our Global Tea Initiative is truly uniquely positioned to address challenges in the tea industry. My one hope is that you will walk away from today's event enlightened and inspired by the premier research happening at UC Davis, and that you will ask yourself, how can I continue to support this important work? With that, I will turn it over to Professor Katharine Burnett. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you so much, Dean Ataquana. Let me share my screen and share screen and open up the presenter view. There we go. All righty. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this year, once again by Zoom, for this year's Global Tea Initiative's 7th Annual Colloquium, Tea and Beyond, Bridging Science and Culture, Time and Space. I really wish we could all be together on site and in person, but we are grateful to be able to share the event with a large viewing audience that is tuning in from all over the world, just as our speakers are. We are so happy you are with us today. I'm also happy to tell you that today's colloquium is being recorded, so you will soon be able to view the talks at your leisure on the GTI website. As you may know, GTI actively fosters knowledge through research, teaching, and outreach events such as today's colloquium, events that address the needs of the campus, the industry, and the general public. GTI's mission is to promote the understanding of tea through evidence-based knowledge with a global perspective, promoting tea research from anywhere in the world, in any discipline, and with any methodology. Today's colloquium is a prime example of this kind of approach. Our speakers today hail from across the US and Canada, and from across the seas from Kenya and Japan. These international speakers also represent two of our partnering universities, Karatina University in Kenya and the University of Shizuoka in Japan. This helps demonstrate aspects of the international reach that is UC Davis and the Global Tea Initiative. As I already mentioned, we have an exciting day ahead of us, all focused on different aspects of wellness teas, from the ways that foods have been popularized as medicine and how this has reshaped our understanding of tea, to ways in which countries around the world are using tea to combat COVID, from the heritage ways that various herbs have been steeped and used as medicine in peoples local to Eastern Europe and indigenous to North America, to how other indigenous North American wellness teas are being commercialized today for popular consumption, from the ways tea is being used to fight anxiety and depression in at-risk groups, to an industry panel discussion on new trends in wellness teas today. We thank our speakers for their contributions. I will expect we will all learn a lot. Each session will be introduced and facilitated by a GTI faculty member. Dr. Yvonne Wan from pathology, Dr. Robert Hackman in nutrition, Dr. David Gundry in Japanese literature, and Charmaine Hardesty from agriculture and resource economics, as well as one of our event sponsors, Mr. Kyle Kentner from Horiguchi Seicha in Kagoshima, Japan. It will be great to have their expertise on hand to facilitate the panels. Our Q&A sessions will follow each panel and be moderated by members of the UC Davis student body. We love our students. We love showing them off. The students today are Thiago Braga, a PhD candidate in anthropology and a GTI student member, and a young man who's doing a spectacular job with a fascinating thesis on dissertation on tea art and definitions of it in China. Tina Tan, the treasurer of our Global Tea Club and a member of the UC Davis class of 2024. Jessica McCarricker, our Sustainable Agriculture and Food Systems major and GTI student assistant and GTI student member, UC Davis class of 2022, and Kerrigan Hill Wilkinson, a psych major and UC Davis class of 2024. We thank each of them for their efforts. Throughout the day, whenever you have a question, please click on the Q&A icon at the bottom of your Zoom screen and type in your question. During the Q&A, the student moderators will read the questions to the speakers so they may answer. For your comfort, we'll take short breaks in between sessions with a longer break for lunch. Before we get going, I really have to note that today's colloquium has been made possible by GTI's industry partners, the invaluable member companies whose representatives comprise our International Tea Advisory Committee and ensure the international vision and scope of the Global Tea Initiative. In alphabetical order, the member companies are Itaco Unique Colombian Tea from our neighbors in South America, David's Tea of Canada, Finley's Tea, headquartered in the UK, Harney & Sons Master Tea Blenders located on the East Coast, HTH Hamburger Teehandel GmbH from Germany, ITI International Tea Importers based in LA, Ito N of Japan, Mighty Leaf Pete's Coffee in our backyard in the nearby Bay Area, and Q-Trade Teas and Herbs from Southern Cal. GTI colloquia are huge events and take more than a full year of planning. we're already, in fact, planning for next year's event. And so it takes all sorts of planning and support. And for that support, I want to recognize the TAC members, Tea Advisory Committee members by name who have advised us. They are Manik Jayakumar of Q Trade Teas and Herbs, TAC co-chair and co-chair of one of today's industry panel. Also, Bhavin Shah from ITI and our other TAC co-chair. Santiago Gonzalez from Bitaco Unique Colombian Tea, Paul Harney of Harney & Sons and the other co-chair of today's industry panel, Helen Hume from Finley's Teas, Elliot Jordan of Mighty Leaf Peats, Sarah Siegel from David's Tea, Rona Tison, Ito N, and our newest member, Marcus Wolf from HGH. These industry leaders support and advise and are working with us to advance research and teaching on tea and to transform GTI from an initiative to an institute. It's exciting stuff. And we are so very, very grateful for their help. Quite literally, without their help, GTI wouldn't exist and be the really remarkable endeavor that it is today. We also recognize the individuals and organizations that have sponsored today's colloquium. In addition to the TAC member companies and leaders, these event sponsors include Horiguchi Seicha from the Tea Center of Kagoshima in Japan, Kucha House of Tea in Colorado, and friends Mr. Mohammed Hussein and Mr. John Vanderkamp. Last but not least, I wish to acknowledge the hard work, no, heroic work for GTI from Assistant Dean Charlene Madison, Events Manager Crystal Masuda, and our GTI Student Assistant Jess McCarricker. These individuals have worked long days, nights, weekends, and holidays to make GTI succeed and today's event happen. To each person just mentioned, I offer a deep and heartfelt thank you. This event is remarkable in its focus on wellness teas. I am really thrilled that each and every year that we have had one of these events, and again, this is our 7th annual colloquium, each year has featured a special topic that has brought faculty, experts, industry, students together to contemplate and offer their research in a way that brings the disciplines together from the sciences and health to humanities and social sciences and economics and industry to think about different kinds of topics and offer ideas that can rub up against each other and provoke new kinds of insights and new kinds of questions, which inevitably and naturally lead to new kinds of research and answers. And this element that is one of the most exciting elements that makes GTI so special and unique. Now, I would like to begin the day's talks. We have a little bit of time lag, so we may go to a blank screen, but I could also take questions at this point if you have them. Crystal, would you be able to moderate some questions? Okay. I'm not seeing questions, so I'm going to move forward. Oh, sorry. So how long is the event? The event is will last until around 4:30 this afternoon, Pacific time. And the event has been an interesting experience in timing because we were taking into consideration people from around the world and across the continental North America. Every talk today is live, not pre-recorded, which means that we had to address the waking hours of our colleague in Kenya. and the waking hours of our colleague in Japan, so that we could feature their talks at a time that they would normally be awake and alert. As well, there's been a little drama behind the scenes with some of our speakers today running into some COVID issues in other countries and making it difficult to get home where they can be comfortable in their own offices and be able to present their findings and their research with us safely at home. It's pretty exciting. And it's kept us on our toes, holding our breath to make sure that everybody is safe and comfortable and can participate nicely today. There was a question about whether or not there was an agenda for the day. Most certainly there is, and you can take a look at it on the GTI website under the Colloquium link, and you'll find it there for the 7th annual Colloquium. And there's a question about how we transform from an initiative to an institute. And indeed, thank you for that question. Indeed, we started out as a faculty research cluster in 2012 with 12 faculty and librarians coming together to contemplate tea from across the disciplines, sciences and humanities and social sciences and health. And after several years, we had enough momentum and industry interest already to approach our provost and ask permission to become an official initiative recognized by the university. Our provost at the time, Ralph Hexter, was enthusiastic, saw the promise of this kind of endeavor and said, you know, go for it. And in fact, better than that, he said, make it blossom. And he said, to launch your event, have a colloquium every year. And that way you can come to the attention of the public and see how it goes. Fortunately, we've been greatly fortunate. The colloquia came to the attention of the public and the industry, and right off the bat, our events were very successful and with people coming in from all over the US and the world to attend the events when we could have them on site. The next steps over the years, we have further solidified the initiative through establishing strong research programs on campus, both with our faculty researchers and our librarian researchers and our student researchers at the undergraduate and graduate levels. We've partnered with international universities and institutes that have well-established tea programs so that each of us can leverage our strengths and advance the ability to do great research all over the world. We have established a professional tea certificate program that we hope to launch to the public this year. This was organized at the request of the industry, and we're quite proud of it. We did a trial run of it last year with members of the staff members of our TAC Tea Advisory Committee member companies, and that was very successful with wonderful people about giving talks from culture and history to science and industry, and really amazing talks, and health, of course. And our keynote speaker today was one of the speakers and instructors in our program. And so bit by bit, step by step, as we cement our ability to do great research and teaching on campus, as far as teaching, we also have been offering an annual seminar to our students new to campus that is team taught with 6 to 8 instructors from across the disciplines to introduce our students to tea and different ways of thinking about it, and also show the great strengths that is UC Davis, a campus that is one of the largest campuses and universities in the world, the University of California, and also the most comprehensive of all of the UC's 10 campuses. Having said that, continuing to address your question, every little step towards advancement and solidification of ourselves as a permanent force for our campus and permanent endeavor for our campus makes us closer and closer to becoming an institute. And in fact, conversations are already underway for being able to change our name. I'm excited, fingers crossed. Let's see, there are a couple other questions. And yes, there's a question about, would you have access to the recording if you cannot attend the whole event? Yes, indeed. The whole day is being recorded and the recordings will be processed. And then as soon as they are available, we will post them to the GTI website so that you will be able to enjoy them for as long as you want. And in fact, another way that the GTI is being formalized and institutionalized is that our spectacular library system has agreed to archive all of our recordings of our events for perpetuity in the UC system. So that is really great. And then yes, would I place the colloquium link in the chat box? Yes, I will do that as soon as I end the show and I can have access to my screen again. Let's see. And so there are more questions. Let's see. Will you share the recording with us if you can join the whole meeting? Okay. And so there's a question about the ability to work with GTI. Depending on depending on who you are, the answer is yes, but there are different ways. So if you are a student at UC Davis, you can join the Global Tea Club. And if you have an active research program, we will add you to the GTI membership. If you are a member of the UC Davis community as a faculty or staff member or again student, just send me an email, and you have an interest in tea and a project that you have active or would like to activate, you are welcome to join GTI. Just send me an email and I'll tell you how to do that. It's a simple matter of sending me your photograph and a short biography, bio sketch about your interest in tea. If you are a member of the community at large, and you are an expert, whether in academia or the industry or other, you are welcome to join the International Society of Global Tea Scholars. Because there is so much interest in joining GTI from the general public, we established this organization, the GTS, the International Society of Global Tea Scholars, that is open to anybody on a self-nominating basis. We have the link taken down right at the moment. We're working on our website, so it's not available at the moment, but in the next month or so, it will be back online. We apologize, COVID has taken a hit to everyone around the world, including people at UC Davis. And so a number of our great staff helpers have had to bow out of supporting us. So we have not been able to keep that page up for a little while, but trust me, it will be back soon. And if you are a member of the industry and would like to join the Tea Advisory Committee, this is something that we would very much welcome interest. And for that, you would contact Ms. Charlene Madison, our Assistant Dean, and her contact information is available on our website. I can type that into our chat box later on. And so we would love more support from the community. And indeed, it is the community at large, the international community support that has made GTI possible. And will we be receiving future notifications of GTI events and talks and so forth? Yes, thank goodness. As you registered for this event, your email has been captured and we'll be able to send out, and having that enables us to enlarge our mailing list, and we will send out information to you as events happen. And we definitely want you to come back. And we will be giving, there's a question about when the T certificate program will be public. We hope to be able to make that announcement within the next several months, but stay tuned. We will make sure to put that up on our website as well. And let's see if there's one more question. One of our guests writes in to say that Friday afternoon tea talks in the mailroom were a tradition for visiting professors in the math department at UC Davis when I was there. That's really lovely. Do other departments have these social gatherings? Tea has ever since been a part of social events for me here and around the world. I really love that. You know, when I was an undergrad, every Wednesday afternoons, my campus would have tea in the dorms in the late afternoon. And it was such a lovely time to take a break and come together and just hang out and chat over tea and a little treat. And so that's a great idea. And I think that we should institutionalize it again and make it happen here. We'll see what we can do. Thanks for that wonderful recommendation.